has been waiting in the shadows here, but here he will emerge. Rapha versus Cypher, map number 1 on Blood Covenant. We are live and into it.
The Visor going up against the slash pick. Cypher looking to kind of get in and out as much as he can. But that natural, I mean, Rapha and Visor, 2 peas in a pod. Absolutely one of, if not his strongest champion. And he's going all guns blazing on a map where Piercing Sight makes such a big difference. Because if you're Rapha, he has the brain anyway, the professor, the scientist. He's ready for so many different outcomes, and he hits an amazing rail to start things off, catching Cypher trying to slip around the corner. But you give Rapha a Piercing Sight, and it's like the scariest thing to face.
That rocket, though. Just a little boop. Cypher waiting on the bridge. Kind of commanding that doorway, saying, if you're going to push for the heavy, I am going to hit 2 fantastic, maybe 3 rockets on you. But he's going to grab the heavy, uncontested, make his way over the rail, lines up a perfect one there. A beauty landed on Rapha.
I feel like we're going to have one of those maps where potentially it might take a while to get something started. Both players will be showing the utmost respect. Cypher looking for one of those peak rails. Doesn't want to give too much of his hitbox out there around the corner. Taking it if he can. Rocket, not a lot of damage, but information that Rapha is indeed near that hall of Mega. Going to change now as he goes to try and get that light armor. Top himself up. Heavy's going to spawn. Rapha looking to somewhat make a play, but Cypher's already in and out. Gone in 60 seconds, as it were.
Nicolas Cage indeed, as Cypher waiting for this rail down the hallway. Is Rapha going to peek? Did pop the vision previously here. And again, Cypher setting up traps potentially outside of rockets, just waiting and begging. So the tri-bolt comes out, a little bit of rocket damage. Miss rail at the end there by Rapha. 2 minutes in. Fairly slow there. Good rail from Cypher. Looking for another. Rapha trying to pepper machine gun. Swaps to rail and hits that one. There comes the snail trail. He's going to grab a 25, but Cypher's going to make his way onto more rockets. And then back down to the heavy. Good rails for Cypher on that one, keeping Rapha low. Making his way back to the Mega, not in time. Almost got another rail. And now he's on the receiving end of a rail from Rapha as he puts up the first frag.
Cypher put in so much work to try and be in the magic position for Mega. You know, hitting those 2 rails on Rapha, taking heavy, kind of forcing him to go down towards the bottom of the map, making his advance towards Mega a little bit more predictable and a little bit more dangerous. Caught him on the jump pad, but just couldn't get the damage. I feel like he put in so much work to set it up. It's just unfortunate that the final bit of execution failed him, and Rapha just punishing it accordingly. Looking for a rail shot. That's going to make Cypher sweat just a little bit. Also uncontesting the Mega. There's no way he can reach it in time. Even a slash, the Piercing Sight's going to get popped. And he's just looking to spring something that really matters here. The 1-0. Giving Rapha the swing of momentum. That rail, though, just giving him a little love tap, reminding him, I know where you are.
I think he was a little disappointed he didn't make it to that second level after popping the vision. He wanted to set a trap there instead of falling down into the blood pool, but no major issues here as Heavy's going to be up, uncontested. Cypher has his eye on it. Rapha is going to let that go, and he's going to get Mega instead. So items will be traded from the players, but Rapha still has the 1 frag lead, 3 minutes, 15 seconds into this one.
The benefit of Rapha having this lead is the fact that he can really play this at his own pace. You know, keep the respect going and really try and establish the threat every time one of these major items is about to spawn. But fundamentally, yeah, Piercing Sight gave him a little bit of info, but nothing hugely significant. Obviously, he knows now Mega's likely to get taken very, very soon, but the timing in between the 2 items almost dead even, just short of maybe a couple of half a second or something similar. But here comes the Mega now, Rapha. Not going to be satisfied with a trade. He wants to go in. He wants to look for it. Yeah, had somewhat of an idea to maybe shut it down, looking for an angle. Sees him down there, but yeah, Rapha has no reason to overextend yet. He can really play this at his own pace, especially if rails like that get missed, because there really is no threat. Piercing Sight gets popped again. Can he make it count? Looking for an LG trap. No, swaps to the rail. A little bit too far away for the LG to really count, and a very, very slow-paced map 1 so far. He gets the light armor. Rapha able to undo some of that work. He's going to collect a light armor himself. Wonderfully stacked. And not long until Piercing Sight is available for another time. Tries to get some damage towards Heavy, but holding his angle near Heavy, right as Cypher has already been in and out. The danger that Slash brings, but a bit too obvious on the jump pad, perhaps. Tri-Bolt doesn't hit the killing blow. That could have been quite a busy turnaround either way.
Cypher testing Rapha's LG with that, but hitting fantastic LG in return. And Rapha worse off, actually. He's going to grab this 50. That's going to make a difference here. Good rail. That's going to make a huge difference, but he takes a rail back. Stacks about even between the players here as we're rounding the 5-minute mark. 150 shard and a Mega is going to make Rapha a healthy boy here. Again, still up 1 frag, but this is very, very even between these 2 players, just as we would expect.
Absolutely. Initial rail connects, but because light armor was just taken. It might be a little bit of time before it comes back. Thankfully, near Banana, there is going to be one to pick up. But at this stage, Rapha taking no risks. And it's very characteristic of Rapha. Unless he's super convinced he has the chance. Now he's actually in a bit of an awkward position because Cypher has a wonderful stack. He has a lot of the map covered. He's trying to really lay in the chase. And Rapha with no armor. He's one rail away from having to worry. Here comes the Mega, though. They're going to get something. And no, the rail colliding with the map. That's really unfortunate. It's not really as much as Cypher was looking for. If he had the heavy machine gun locked after the rail connected, that would have potentially been a very, very tender Rapha. But I was saying it's very characteristic of his style to really take no risks. He analyzes every situation and says, how much damage am I likely to take? What is the percentage that I'll win this fight? And if it's really in his favor, then he'll take it. But other than that, he's really not giving Cypher much to work with. Little nail jump.
Limiting damage from Cypher here. Jumping around, he's going to have to give up the heavy, and he's okay with that. Does have the frag lead, and he is going to get the Mega. Possibly a 50 shard if it spawns down here right on time, as you would expect from the Professor. 6 minutes in, there's a great rail from Cypher. Looking for more, though. Still down by 1.
Yeah, Cypher was looking for that angle near light armor, knowing realistically Rapha was probably going to take it. Rapha making sure he cuts just the left-hand side, doesn't give away too much of a position to collect. But once more, stuck down at the bottom of the map. Scary position to be in. If Slash comes speeding around the corner, the piercing sight's going to give the information. Cypher looking for the trap. Not going to spring it, wait until he's safely gone before he even thinks about it. But right now, he's just trying to figure out, can I run towards heavy? Is it realistic? What is my next play going to be? There's a complete even split now. Mega and heavy both up. And it looks like now, yeah, he waits for the time until he has enough information to know that he's gone towards Mega, and they're just going to straight up trade at this.
Just so patient from Rapha, using sound cues, staying calm, and deciding, okay, you're going this way, I will grab that way, we'll trade the items, I'll keep my stack relatively healthy and my frag lead intact.
It really is coming back to the fact that Rapha's not giving Cypher much to work with. He's content letting him take specific items, hits the rail really good thanks to piercing sight. And now, looking to go in. Can he take this fight? Running out of rockets a little bit unfortunate, but they trade the rails. That's actually going to be bad news for Cypher, who's pretty tender after that. Even with the light armor that he's just collected, what it's doing is it's putting him behind. Yes, he's just taken heavy, but again, one more rail that connects and Cypher's automatically back in a pretty negative situation. And with time not being on his side, Rapha totally prepared to win this map on just one frag. Like, he's giving such a lack of space here for Cypher. And when a rail finally connects, it doesn't really mean a whole lot because Rapha always makes sure there's stuff to collect around him to stop the bleeding.
Yeah, he's completely okay with taking the 1-0. A W is a W. Taking this first map in the series is going to be huge. Does have position on the Mega, but doing the patent Rapha, he wants the attack. There's a great rail. He's going to take one. He's going to hit another one on the way to the Mega, and now Cypher can't contest this Mega. Rapha's going to be stacked, and he's going to be hunting for this frag. That's a great rail from Cypher, but he needs more. 2 minutes. He needs one frag. Rapha dropping down. He wants to extend his lead. He is going to eat a rocket, and that's going to send him packing towards the pillars, but he is going to have vision back up for the last 2 minutes here. What a great rail return by Cypher as well. Rapha's extremely weak. Cypher hanging on by a thread. Could this be the frag Rapha wants? Just missing out on the opportunity. Does bully him off the heavy armor.
Heavy has spawned indeed, though. I love the choice from Cypher to make sure he still looks for a rail angle when he was down near the catacomb area, purely in the tiny, the base of. He needs to make sure he undoes the odds. Rapha, unable to chase, has to double back and get that light armor. He needs to stay true to his game plan, which is play the game of duration. Just sit there. Don't give Cypher much to work with at all. Even if he can technically chase, if there's even a shred of a chance, Cypher will pull out the clutch and hit a rail when he absolutely needs to, or finish the job. Rapha can't give it to him. He's absolutely watched how Cypher has approached the games today. When Cypher has to bring his A game to those clutch moments, he's never failed to deliver. You can't take that risk this late in the game. Hits a little bit of nail damage. It's not really going to be enough to deter Rapha, trying to establish maybe anything that resembles some damage off heavy. Doesn't push all the way though, because he optimizes. Yeah, just jump down, forced away. Cypher in and out, and he's going full guns ahead. Can he get the frag? He needs this desperately. Goes in for the rail. He's out of ammo, and the punish on the rocket shot. Very rare footage of Rapha running out of ammo and almost not realizing it.
And this could be catastrophic for Rapha. 30 seconds left. The Mega's going to be available for Cypher, and he's fast enough to make it all the way to the heavy if he wants. He's going to slow down on the top bridge area here, spamming one rocket towards the heavy. There's a great rail. Can he find another one? He might be able to drop down on this heavy. Rapha needs to be careful with his pathing. 13 seconds left, tied at 1. I think we're playing for sudden death catch up.
Absolute madness. A rare mistake from Rapha. You know, he changed to the rail and he was looking for the shot, and nothing happened until we noticed a big fat 0 on the bottom right of the screen. Cypher's looking for some damage. Sudden death is engaged. Thanks to the plasma trail, we can go near heavy, establish our threat here. If we hit a rail on Rapha at this point, it's going to make him a bit nervous to fight for it. Rapha looking for an angle and giving up as little as possible. But at this stage, definitely anyone's game. Stacks are almost even, just in reverse. Piercing sight has become available for Rapha. Very important to get that information. Where is Cypher? What is he going for here? It's likely he's rotating the items, but how can I get an initial rail to just get the plan in motion?
There was the attempt there, but he's going to trade instead. Wanted that uncontested damage. Cypher said no way. He's going to get caught out the banana with the wrong weapon out. That's a fantastic rocket. He's going to push for the LG. The fight for the heavy could be everything, and the Cypher will get the LG kill at the heavy and take the map.
It's absolutely heartbreaking for Rapha in the nature of which the even odds occurred exceptionally well on this map. Now, that really high-octane style that you can adapt here, you know, you definitely can't see that absolute slow man's game like we saw on Blood Covenant. This map almost forces you to approach it differently. Matchup-wise, I think, you know, Cypher going in with the Ranger pick. Ranger is just the gift that keeps on giving on maps this size, especially when the rocket launcher is as important as it is. That said, Rapha, he has got one of the more impressive Death Knights out there. And he went for this pick early. This was not one of those every other champion is banned, so I'm just going to pick Death Knight. This is, I think Death Knight will work for this job. The Flame Strike beating that sort of close range orb play, kind of going toe-to-toe with damage, and the damage over time going for some elements of area denial. We know that denial on Mega is a very important strategy. However, speaking of Mega, the opening damage is done. Another one, 200 in 2 shots. Cypher vanishes. Thanks to some wonderful rockets from Rapha, who scores first blood. 2
big donks there from Rapha. Great start at the Mega. He does get the heavy stolen out from under him. Cypher could get this frag back rather quickly. A little bit of a misstep, and Rapha will instead gift him one back, and we're back at 0-0.
The moment Cypher lays the charge there, it's a very awkward situation to be in right now. Do I try and run when he's probably going to chase me anyway, or do I fortify and take as much damage as I can? He is going to score another frag in that situation, currently making it 1-0. And now, we'll see what the play is going to be here. Gunning straight for the heavy. Trying to keep that constant rotation. It's very, very common, I think, on Blood. Corrupted Keep, sorry. Wrong map entirely. But
Bloody Keep.
Bloody Keep.
It's very English.
But it's very common that there is a bit of a natural delay in between the two, because it's always, you know, I go here, you go there. He's going to be able to head him off, maybe. Can he finish? Doesn't want to go too much of an angle. Overstays his welcome a little bit, perhaps, as Rapha had the chance to get a bit more damage, but really the Mega is in his sights. You know, it is that level of control. He knows that Cypher's not going to be amazingly healthy because there is that natural delay in between Heavy and Mega.
And you saw that kind of deep sigh after that orb play from Cypher. He knew he had an opportunity, just missed out on it, but he does have the frag lead. He just needs to keep it together. Already coming off a huge win on map 1, looking for more as he grabs some time shards, wants that orb back. A little bit of a shotgun blast into rockets. Good heavy machine gun damage. Swapping over to LG in case Rapha tries to aggress through the doorway. Orbed and ready. Lots of heavy machine gun again as Rapha comes flying through the TP over the statue. Flames come out. Good dodge from Cypher. And he has position on this heavy. Rockets raining down from above. He is going to concede, but he's going to put out a lot of heavy machine gun damage before the pickup. But now Rapha has the upper hand. Orb comes out for the 50. Rapha reads it perfectly. LG on LG action. Both players extremely weak. 225 to work with for Cypher as well as Rapha. The rockets coming in. Very scary right there, but Cypher is going to concede and give up the Mega.
That's a very important rocket that Cypher was able to hit, because Rapha, although they both disengaged and had the same level of the small health bubbles, Rapha had the benefit of going towards Nail Room, which has the light armor. You know, so he's able to kind of make chase, get some damage on deck, and the armor was kind of just there to help him along. Timed it perfectly, because right as the fight breaks out, Heavy's about to spawn anyway. Catches Cypher by surprise. Not near really a machine gun that can dish out the damage, though, so minimal damage to punish with. Going in for the Flame Strike, just in case. That was an insurance policy, if anything. Beats him towards Mega, but he's still getting great damage. If he gets a good SSG, he can make the charge, but Cypher perfectly reads it, and he's hiding behind the count just in case. I love that choice of positioning right there. Even if he teleports and has an SSG, if he hits and it misses, thanks to the fact I'm behind this wall, I can punish him in between downtime.
Very, very good play from Cypher there. Bit of an all-in from Rapha. Didn't work out 2-1, but he did good damage, but you wouldn't be able to tell. Cypher has a pretty good stack going. Rapha has the sack advantage, looking to chip away aggressively. Lots of heavy machine gun from both players. There's the Flame Strike. Doesn't want to give up the 50 shard. Instead will push in and deny it. 70 HP for Cypher, no armor. I like that use of Flame Strike right there to kind of deny the 50 shard, push him away, say, this is my resource, you don't have this. I've already done a lot of good damage. You have to rotate out of there. The Tribal a little bit late from Rapha. Cypher, still no armor. Heavy is available. Rapha will take that gladly as 10 seconds to the Mega. Rapha looking to capitalize and take full control. There's a little bit of rockets not really landing. The LG is going to push Cypher all the way back up the jump pad. 40 HP, and he needs to be so careful right now.
A little bit of damage towards, but has to be very mindful. Rapha looking for it and delays it just long enough. Is it going to matter?
Wow.
No! Flame Strike from downtown.
5 HP. I love that play from Cypher. Almost made it work. Misdirection, waited, still did more damage. Teleported, did more damage. Almost had him. Rapha on his back foot now. 5 HP again. Tied it 2 almost at the halfway mark. Next blast of shotgun could do it. 30 HP for Rapha. Cypher so healthy right now, and this is a seesaw battle.
Likely to make the frag easily happen there as Cypher, even though he takes a point-blank super shotgun, he just had way more stack, and Rapha had no choice to just try and make the best of a bad situation. Tries to use the Dire Orb to get through. Able to avoid the flames. So actually avoiding the flames of Dire Orb is the thing that kept him alive here. That tick would have absolutely killed him. Rapha a little bit unsure in his positioning actually, trying to pepper down just in case. Getting taken off guard there by Cypher. Currently 2 frags in the lead, looking extremely comfortable. Manages to get in and out with the Mega unaffected, and he's going to pepper down some of that heavy machine gun damage. One of the best case scenario Megas, really.
5:30 in, a 2 frag lead, and now Rapha's stuck behind the statue. This is an extremely hard position to get out of. Cypher laying down the plasma, switching to heavy machine gun. Just wants to get a little bit of damage here and deny as much as he can. He's going to make his way over to the heavy. He knows that's up, and he would like a piece of that. Orb is available for him as well. Death Strike available for Rapha for some close encounters. There's the play from both. Orb, but flames come out. Cypher on fire, but Rapha is worse for wear. 50 HP. Cypher still so healthy. He is going to grab a 50 shard, but still so weak. Can Cypher find some damage? And with that rocket, that's incredible. 25 HP. Bubble will save Rapha a little bit more by the Tribal, but the LG might melt him, and it does. 5-2 Cypher with another frag.
Rapha stuck in an awkward position where he kind of had no choice but to try and run into the Tri-Bolt room to stock up on health. However, there's really no escape in sight. Death Knight's not a champion that's well known for his escapability, right? It's damage, and that's pretty much it. Cypher able to stop the damage of the flames thanks to picking up the health bubble, which puts them out. But laying chase, and now with a pretty sizable lead. Considering how back and forth it went at the very start, now Cypher is kind of gradually extending that lead, and it's starting to slip away from Rapha a bit. There's definitely opportunities to come back. However, if Cypher maintains this form, teleports into the fire and flames, taking damage on the way, but Rapha still without stack. Cypher's rockets have just been immaculate. Here comes the heavy machine gun. He's able to undo the work a little bit with Mega. And now Cypher's stack is a little bit worrisome. Can't dedicate too heavily to this fight. Rapha, I think, looking to put the pressure on because of it, but even he is without armor. He's just been able to collect it thanks to the light, but that's kind of all there is around there.
I love Cypher just crouching behind walls. It's so simple, nobody thinks of it, but he mitigates the damage, but maybe not the LG as Rapha catches him out in the middle of the map, can rotate through the heavy, and he wants to fight back. 5-3. Rapha still has a lot of work to do, but he also has a lot of time to work with as well. Heavy machine gun out, just spraying towards the rockets just in case Cypher goes by. Mega goes to Rapha, and here is the start of a comeback. This is very important here. Flame Strike back up as well, but at this point, you have to deal the damage. You have to find your opponent. There is the denial on the 50 shard as well, and he wants positioning on this heavy.
But now, if you're in Cypher's shoes, there is a potential now as we are dawning nearly at the 10-minute mark to maybe switch things up. Rapha has a sizable stack. Cypher really tries to cut it short, but he's not able to survive, even with some impressive LG. He tries to heal up and then turn as fast as possible. Not going to happen today. Rapha just needs one more frag, and it's going to be deadlocked. Cypher no longer nursing quite a comfortable lead at the stage.
Tensions rising between the players now as mistakes mean more and more. 5-4. Cypher trying to hold on for dear life. It would be insane if he can go up 2-0 in the series this quickly. There's a little bit of rocket damage out of the telly. So Rapha on the hunt. There's one spam rocket towards the window. Cypher with that position right behind the wall. Scoped out by Rapha, and he gets pushed off the Mega. A little bit of nail spam. Actually lands 2 of them. Any damage is good damage at this point. Cypher weak. Rapha looking to add to his stack. 10 seconds to the heavy. Can he catch him out in the red room? There's a great rocket. The orb comes out. The Flame Strike will take him down. We're tied at 5.
Wonderful chance to catch him off guard. However, the danger is Rapha pretty weak. He gets heavy, but I'm looking at his HP. It's so weak indeed that if Cypher's able to hit some miracle rockets here, that armor won't matter much. It will now. He's been able to stop it, thankfully, with a couple of those health bubbles, but in a perfect world, Cypher would have been able to pick that one up, but here comes some disgusting LG, and he chases him throughout the jump pad. Cypher snatches the lead away, making it 6-5, only temporarily though, as he now spawns, looking for more rockets. He doesn't get the splash, and it's evened again, but now it's Rapha looking to retreat. He's so weak. There's plenty of bubbles around though. Is it going to be enough? The nails, they hurt, but is it enough damage? He's stopping the bleeding with the health bubbles, but can he survive?
11 HP, uses the flame strike defensively in the machine gun chase will net Cypher the frag. 7-6, 25 seconds left.
And that's a lot of stack to work with. Rapha has to get in and out. He did get SSG spawn. He has to look for the final shot, but he can't hit the damage he needs. He gets fragged again by Cypher, sitting on a 2-frag lead here with 10 seconds on the clock. We just reached impossible to win territory.
2 quick rockets.
Unless he gets it now. Where is the spawn?
And Cypher could just wait on the spawn up to 5 seconds. He's going to spawn right outside the door, and that's heartbreaking. Cypher takes map number 2. If Rapha's the professor, Cypher's looking like the substitute teacher right now. What is going on?
This is an absolutely crazy display. 2-0. It's to say out loud.
We'll see.
The potential for what might be a 3-0 for Cypher clawed his way into Pro League, kicking and screaming. And now a high-octane matchup to potentially close us out for this series. Anarchy with Cypher. And then on the back of Rapha, it's Strog and Pika. Starting off now. The common trade, you know, heavy for Mega. You see it all the time. Anarchy really has this ability to go in and out. Hyper-aggression! Aggression that perhaps Rapha might not have expected. Wasn't ready to kind of go for the flick, but he comes off better in the fight anyway. He had the whole positional advantage. Here comes the Pika usage. Really nice and, you know, kind of pseudo-random movement as he closes in. But the LG's looking too real. Cypher gets deleted again, being a little bit too aggressive to start things off.
Just missed out on that heavy. I think he wanted to go all in. He's going to go all in on the Mega, and it's not going to work out. Another frag for Rapha. This is a fantastic start. Cypher needs to be careful not to feed too much at the beginning, and this is going to be another one even after a rail, and this is a catastrophic start for Cypher right now. 4-0 a minute in.
Yeah, Cypher needs to take a deep breath and realize there's only 1 minute, and we've conceded 4 frags. That's quite an alarming ratio. We just need to calm it down a lot.
You haven't taken the set yet. 2 maps is great. You need the 3rd. Calm down.
Now, taking the Mega for Rapha with plenty of armor to work with. Rail, very, very important indeed. And he needs a little bit more than that. The moment a light champion has no armor, you got to worry a little bit. And here we go. Back to Rapha, understanding that put up that defensive position so far. Micro delay really in between the heavy and Mega. Nothing significant enough that you can really reach there yet, especially with these 2 champions. But now they're going to trade it forward. Rapha keeps the lead, and now he's got such a sizable advantage for frags. Frags aren't really going to be his objective anymore. You know, it's going to be trying to starve Cypher if possible, and just maintaining, you know, the rhythm of the pickups. But a fight is going to break out. He's taking some more LG damage. Cypher's LG has just been some of the best, if not the best we've seen so far. But that rail hitting its target, Pika isn't going to quite catch him, so Rapha chooses to disengage. And
Cypher has nothing. He's so weak after that rail. It's incredible.
Especially now the heavy just got collected. Not a very good position for Cypher, and quite an atrocious start. Thankfully, though, this being a best of 5, you know, even if this map doesn't go in his favor, there's plenty of opportunities to get back up on.
I don't think you don't think like that. You want to stomp out Rapha as quick as you can and go 3-0. You don't ever want to get.
I fear that's what he tried to do, though. That's what I'm worried about at the very beginning, that he tried to almost overwhelm Rapha, given the stress of the situation. But what does Rapha do? He takes every map as if it were the first map.
Yeah. And then he thinks to himself he shouldn't have done that. But 5-0, Rapha looking very strong as we're not even 3 minutes in. He's going to grab himself another heavy, adding to his stack. He does have Peeker available. Inject is available for Cypher. As he's going to drop down onto the Mega. This is going to be more damage, more LG, but those rockets are fantastic. Can he finish it? He does use the Inject once more. A little bit of machine gun on the way out, and the chase begins. Up the jump pad goes Rapha. No 50 shard yet in sight, and there's Rapha. Almost getting caught out with that rocket there. Cypher with another great rocket through the TP. There's some rockets of Rapha's there. Pika gets deployed, good damage, and now the rockets rain down, and another frag. I mean, how do you stop this?
I mean, as a saving grace, at least, uh-oh, that was some self-damage for sure on the rocket. Cypher really having quite the disastrous map so far. Getting some of the entry damage on the rocket. Maybe you have to pray for a ring out, and he will get his ledge.
He strikes again.
Rapha's ledge calls to me. It pulls me in like a vacuum.
He's just going home. 7-1 though. Rapha's not going to mind that one too much. He might mind this one. That's a great defensive rail. Both players very hurt. The heavy will go to Cypher. Misses with the rail opportunity there. Rapha definitely wants that one back. No inject available. He's going to drop down to the 225s and needs to be careful. Drops down to the Mega rather early, but he steals it and gets out, and that's going to be huge for Rapha.
Now, one thing we can't forget, especially seeing as there only has been 4 minutes on Molten, is that Anarchy is a champion, especially on a map like this where you can lay on a really thick layer of pressure once you have a lot of control and stack. If he's able to kind of just, get those favorable spawns, get some of that damage on deck, there's always the potential for Cypher to come back here. I just do not think Rapha's going to make it easy. He's starting to push forward, misses the rail though, and he's going to get punished. Cypher gets another frag, and he's going to get the Mega. If he's able to establish some heavy, then maybe there's a chance, but Rapha looking to just get in and out, doesn't want to give him anything. He has to kind of really try and focus on perhaps getting a rail too. But Cypher being hyper-aggressive while being careful at the same time. That LG definitely hurts, but he has to commit. Rapha with a wonderful weapon swap, knowing if he's going to be weak and come around this corner, the chance of a nail connecting is the highest damage I can get.
Nice string of nails there. That'll be 8-2 at the halfway mark. Cypher, you could see he was a little bit frustrated at that. Took his hands off the keyboard and mouse and just needed a breather. Peeker just laying in this damage. Here comes the charge, and Cypher cannot get away. That's a free Mega for Rapha. Cypher absolutely reeling after that one. He might get tickled here around the corner. Good rocket staying alive for the time being. Somehow laying out all this damage. Inject comes out.
Cypher refusing to die. However, the long read behind, and again, the shotgun blast. Actually kind of surprised that one didn't, but I guess that's spread for you when he's that close to the wall to block it off.
Wow.
But this is very quickly starting to now escape. I think Cypher really needed that frag that he conceded to the nails. I kind of think that was one of the only opportunities he's going to have to kind of keep that snowball effect going, and he gets pushed out by Peeker. Thankfully for Anaki's air movement, there's not going to be a ring out there. But
and he does get the Mega, but the shotgun lying in wait. Cypher's so weak, and Rapha's just going to let him live.
He has no reason, with this much of a frag difference, in some ways he actually has no reason to frag Cypher immediately, just in case he spawns with a fresh stack in a more convenient location to take heavy. With the stuff that was, or in this case, wasn't available, it's much more likely he can run in and take heavy, and then just turn around and finish what he started. And it wastes a lot of time, too.
10-2. This is a lot more one-sided than we may have thought, but Rapha needing this map badly to stay alive. Still 3.5 minutes until that is done in the history books. Cypher looking to make history here with the 3-0 and that LG. The Peeker play suboptimal in that scenario. 3-10. Cypher has a lot of work ahead of him, but with Anarchy, you can traverse the map extremely quickly as LG's been on point. The defensive rockets from Rapha need to be on point, but the mutual comes out. That's going to be big for Rapha.
Every single time we get a trade, it's going to benefit Rapha at this stage. Because it's going to take time to potentially respawn and get some of those resources back. Rapha, he's really looking for a rail at this point because an LG is not really going to cut it at this moment. And now he has at least enough to get started. Ideally, would quite like a rocket, I'm sure, but so far it has been LG and rail putting in a bulk of the work here. And 3 minutes on the clock and a mammoth amount of work for Cypher. If he does this, it will be one of the most insane comebacks we've seen in Quake Champions. I think realistically this win's probably going to go to Rapha with just how this map has gone so far, how comfortable Rapha looks, how unfazed with how the rest of the series he is. Gets a wonderful position there on Mega. Fortunately for Cypher though, does manage to hit the rail to stop the real benefits of the Mega health. That said, surviving and getting damage, it's not enough. Ooh. He has to score frags!
Wow.
And another trade, another win for Rapha.
Just incredible work there. But yeah, these trades always going to be in Rapha's favor. 7 frag lead. I don't see him giving this up. Cypher with some great rails. I think this one might be in the Professor's favor here. Oh, so much LG getting caught out down the stairs. 13-5. 2 minutes until Rapha officially puts a map on the board in this series. The air rocket misses with the rail, looking for it. Cypher dancing all day, staying alive.
With 2 minutes left, unfortunately, we've seen frags, but they've never been in the favor of Cypher. 2 have gone down in about a minute or so, maybe a bit longer, more likely. 2 minutes on the clock, and I think we have already reached that point where I don't think a comeback is mathematically possible here. He needs to get a frag and then just daisy chain a whole bunch of them. And with the form that Rapha's looking at and the fact he's maintaining constant control too, even that rail, that's not going to tickle him at this stage. He can still establish position for Heavy, head off Cypher, take out another easy frag. Cypher really tried to beat him to the punch, but Rapha one step ahead, and he has been one step ahead this entire time. Spawning off over-aggression from Cypher at the beginning. I wonder if the plan was to perhaps overwhelm Rapha at the very beginning, keep that momentum, and hey, have this miracle third map where Rapha just got overwhelmed. Didn't happen, and the complete opposite effect. And that's really, I think, what a bad start can do for you. Uh-oh. Oh,
no.
God.
Beautiful. Here comes the peeker. Can he find him? Where'd you go? Nowhere to be found. 50 seconds left. But yeah, I think with the 0-4 start for Cypher, trying to overwhelm Rapha off the spawns, Rapha hitting everything, playing defensively very, very well. Getting that huge start, I think that's coming back to haunt Cypher. But he can kind of view this as a throw-in map. He can kind of be like, you know what, I'm going to try this. I'm going to try and overwhelm you. I have 2 maps under my belt. I can kind of throw this one away if I want. Another frag there from Rapha, adding to his arsenal, gaining a little bit more confidence as we're going to go into the 4th one here. And Rapha absolutely needed this, clutched it out. Very, very calm and collected under pressure, as we all have come to learn about this champion. But still a lot of work. Cypher's going to be up 2-1 in the series.
And that's it. Few seconds remain. Very one-sided map indeed. And if anything, just breathing space for Rapha to say, okay, well, clearly still got it. Clearly not going to get completely washed here in the set. Thankfully to 3 out of 5 in this best-of-5 scenario. Your reward for that 2-0 is breathing space, and we can disregard. Cypher now going in for the Sorlag pick versus Rapha's Ison. We'll see if this one's going to allow the 3-1, or whether Rapha is going to bring us to what we've all been waiting for. But the acid peppering down is real. That does so much damage, and here comes Cypher to chase it down. Defensive rockets and the trade! That's a win for Rapha as far as I'm concerned, because he, by all accounts, should have lost that without getting any returns.
Just haven't skipped a beat. Straight into the mutuals. Rapha trying to get this string of nails to connect, and Cypher drops down. Perfect machine gun, 3 HP, shredding Rapha here. Cypher hyper-aggressive, hitting everything. But still 1-1. Rapha hanging on by a thread. There's the LG. Had to get rid of the turret, and Cypher turns around 2 great rockets after destroying that turret and grabbing the heavy.
Cypher's done a fantastic job so far of just kind of forcing the issue, right? Forcing the scenario. Going all guns blazing, has to watch out for this 2v1. The turret's going to trade it out, but thanks to the lead, it's okay. It's still going to be 3-2. Cypher has the advantage. Mega's about to spawn, but Rapha had a bit more of a favorable position on the Mega. However, not the weaponry. He has to make sure his stack can undo, but he's going to catch it. No, he runs out of ammo! That's a feels bad man and a half.
He just wanted a hug, and Rapha's not into that. He wants the W. More nails, more LG, more dinosaur tails as Cypher gets the best of him again with that shaft. 4-3, 1 minute 30 in, and I think we have a slugfest here, catch up.
Cypher is just going in swinging right now. Every time he gets fragged, he picks up the closest weapon and just goes full face in. And now he has a nice level of stack here. So right now there's a potential to slow things down, but I'm not so convinced it's going to happen. The acid to make life much harder. Rapha melted again. Watch out for the turret, because the turret has been forcing trades. That said, Cypher still quite low on the HP department. He has to try and go for some of those small health bubbles. Is able to collect 1, and down near Banana there's plenty of ammunition. Nice cells to stock up on as well. Now we're going back up to a basic stack. Cypher just being out of this world aggressive right now, but he's losing the LG 1v1, times the Mega perfectly, and Rapha, I really think his mission was to kill him before Mega spawned. He was so close, yet so far 40.
He went all in. He really wanted that kill before the item. Cypher timing the Mega perfectly, and the heavy as well. 6-3, taking a big lead. Huge rail right there. Rapha on the back foot needs to be extremely careful where he steps. There's the rocket jump up aggressively. He's going to be forced into the banana. Cypher wants this frag. LG on LG into rail. Rapha somehow still staying alive, and he needs to get out of dodge. 1 rocket, 2 rockets into the T-Con. There comes Rapha, another 50 shard. There goes the turret, but it's too late. Rapha goes down.
It was fortunate for Rapha that, down near Banana and LG, there's plenty of small bubbles to really bring you back. However, going straight in and refragging, knowing that Cypher hasn't really got any armor, and you can't let him take the heavy. You got to bully him away. The armor has been taken, but if he hits a rail, Rapha still on death's door at this stage. Is Cypher going to chase? He's been chasing amazingly this entire time. He's now going for an interesting angle, shutting down one of the possible escape routes. And now near Banana, he can go for the fight near Mega. It's been taken. Minimal damage on the LG so far, but he's about to stock up on a few more. The defensive rail is good, but Rapha once more needs to try and get some of that armor. If he gets railed at this health, he's still in a terrible position and forced to retreat, especially as Cypher is making chase. This rail might be able to undo it. Cypher quite weak.
Swapped to machine gun.
Oh, no!
My God. Cypher with the dunk from above. I think Rapha thought he repositioned, but Cypher pops back out and says, hi. 8-3. Commanding lead for Cypher right here. He's making a statement. LG from Rapha into Tribolt, forcing Cypher back. And even when Cypher gives up items, he's doing so much damage. Out comes the spit. He's finally going to go down. Rapha with the LG. He's ticking away. He needs a health bubble to stop the bleeding. That's going to give Cypher some information off the spawn. Rapha positioning above heavy. There's the good Tribolt over at the rail. Cypher missing with one. He's going to go for another one. Rockets to defend as Rapha now trying to slow down the game a little bit, but he eats a rail. A little bit of Tribolt comes out. The turret is available for the Mega as well. Yeah,
the information that Cypher had from that spawn was like, he knows where he is, near heavy, but fundamentally thanks to the spawn that he had, rail was all he has. He now is in a position to get the LG, but the rocket is looking too good. And Cypher had no choice but to concede that heavy. He knows he has a rail, if he missed those shots, he can't realistically fight for it. Looking for a refrag, and he gets the mid-air. Rapha dies again, and Cypher has been able to undo some of that hard work. He gets the Mega and the heavy. What a crazy rocket to hit to shut it down. Looking for it, doesn't take the bait on the jump pad. Rapha's still pretty weak, and Cypher looking to lay the pressure on. Missing the rail, though, means that he's not going to be able to quite close it out, but he can make chase. And here we go for another time. Can he pick up Rapha? He's going full speed ahead, catches him near the heavy. Heavy? Armor. My God, I'm getting mixed up.
It's all right. This is crazy right now.
Give me an energy drink.
This is crazy right now. 9-5. Cypher up 4 as we're going to hit the midway point. And Cypher's doing such a good job of never letting Rapha get comfortable. This is like the most space Rapha has had the entire duel, I feel like, is Cypher slowing it down. And he has the lead, so he can do that. He's dictating the pace of the game. Tribolt coming out from Rapha, trying to fend off this dinosaur. Good rail as Cypher gets the Mega. Turret, not even a problem, but those rockets might be. Good defensive rockets from Rapha. Again, turret might be a problem. A little bit of rocket damage from Cypher. Make that a little bit more as he hits the follow-up as well.
Yeah, that second rocket was pivotal. It allows him to go in and take the heavy without being challenged at all. And now a 1v1 breaking out. Rapha at least has some of those pillars, but it's only going to last so long as it's now 10-5. Cypher with one hell of a lead on the verge of defeating Rapha 3-1. This would be a crazy result. We still have just under half of this map left to go, but Cypher just, there's a real style here that must be very stressful for Rapha. It's the fact that Cypher hot on his trail all the time.
Just constant damage, constantly outputting damage right off the spawn, not afraid, grabbing a weapon, pushing in. Look at those rockets. A little bit of LG.
Takes the damage towards the jump pad, but Cypher's stack was far too severe. Really looking to position himself. Thankfully near Banana, there are a couple of these health bubbles that you can select as you come through. And there's an armor too, so not the end of the world to restock back up. There's plenty of rails, so he can undo that Mega if he actually managed to hit a good shot or a good angle. But now the shift can really happen. You know, Cypher's not constantly tailing him as often as he was. He can be semi-more defensive now, thanks to the fact that there's 10 frags to 5. Like, this is a ridiculous score against Rapha so far, and Cypher just needs to keep doing what he's doing. He's able to pepper out, catches him on the jump pad. Should be a finish, but Rapha forcing the suicide. In that situation, I feel like, you know, that was not a bad trade to occur, because you got caught on the jump pad and LG, you're pretty much ready to say a prayer and accept death, right?
And the spawn was really good for Rapha. Got rockets, LG, and the Mega. That's going to help. He's going to have position on the heavy as well. 3 minutes, 5 frags, very doable for the Professor there. A little bit of information as well. He's going to rocket jump up. He wants a rail, but a lot of work to be done. Can Cypher run away with this set 3-1? He's at 2 minutes and 50 seconds away.
But Rapha's in a really awkward position now. You can see that Cypher's looking to be as hyper-defensive as possible. He's fortified himself near Banana because of that weird left and right scenario. But now where does he go? Rapha, he can't allow himself to chase too much. He still has to keep control in his mind. He has to turret down to say, look, if he's near heavy, I'm going to get that information. But really, where is Cypher? We need to find a frag, and we need it now. Gets clipped, though. Heavy gets taken, but that's clearly Cypher just allowed it. But it gave him mental timing. If he follows down their teleporter, we can get that predictive rocket. Cypher just fortifying as much as possible. This win is in his sights. He can taste it at this stage.
2 minutes, 10 seconds, a little bit of LG tickle from Rapha. He's going to grab the 50-shard rocket around the corner. Hits with the follow-up, misses with the rail, but Cypher doesn't miss with his 37 HP for Rapha, extremely weak. And the rail will take him down. Cypher adds another one, 11-5.
This is a terrible situation. He just gets clipped.
No.
Ring out. See you later. What a horrendous frag to concede as Cypher now extending the lead even further. Poor old Rapha. This is just going from bad to worse.
And is that all she wrote? 7 frags, a minute 30.
I don't know, 40.
I
really
Cypher
don't know.
has stunned the world right now.
I feel like this is
3-1.
Cypher's tournament. I just feel like this is his tournament to win at this stage. We really projected this to be closer than it was, but Cypher, he's weak now, but who cares?
The frags almost don't even matter anymore here as Rapha, I can't even say it, a minute 10 away from being eliminated by Cypher. Cypher putting his stamp on this entire tournament.
1 minute left. Loads of work. Gets the 180 turnaround on the rocket as well. At this point, just giving us the swag and then some. Misses the rail. Commentator's curse. Sorry, mate. But he's having such a crazy series. And this, by all means, is going to be a victory. There's no way. Rapha, he's given it his best so far, but Cypher has just been on another level, and I just feel like this saw lag aggression at the same time. Yeah, he's got a rail here, but at this point, it's irrelevant.
He's going to tick away to be extremely low. 225s and an extra one with a 50 shard. But with 30 seconds left, 6 frags. I mean, stunned. Absolutely stunned. There goes the turret. A little bit of rocket damage into the rail, but the defensive rocket from Cypher is good. And that was pretty, but it's not pretty enough to get you the W. 12-7. Time will tick away, and NA's hearts will break as one of the Liquid boys has been eliminated. Cypher is a monster.
Cypher is back. And that's all that you can say about this result. Cypher had a rocky road in Quake Champions, but this win means everything to him. Taking out Rapha 3-1 in a very, very convincing fashion on some of these maps to boot. Cypher's going to be feeling amazing about it. There's a bit of a shrug. I kind of feel like almost half Cypher didn't expect this outcome, but what a tournament so far. And